Have you ever felt that every time you decide to change your life, whether to invest better, take care of your health, or seek personal development, it seems like the world around you conspires to keep you where you are? Then I want to show you a story that illustrates this accurately. One day, a grandfather took his granddaughter to watch crab fishing. In a bucket of only 5 liters, there were about 40 live crabs. The child looked and asked the obvious question: how does none escape if they are all alive and the bucket is so small? The grandfather replied, when a crab tries to climb up to escape, the others pull it back, for the crab never wants the other to leave the bucket. This is a true story that happened in the childhood of Dr. Andrea Vermont. It proves that without you noticing, the environment around you creates an invisible force that prevents you from evolving. This is neuroscience. Our brain has mirror neurons, structures that automatically mimic the behaviors and emotional states of the people around us, without filter, without conscious choice. That's why the classic phrase is true: you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Today, I will show you how to identify who is dragging you down, how to hack this system to your advantage, and how to build an environment that works for you, even if you don't know anyone successful around you. So stay until the end. What comes next will change the way you see the people around you and yourself. I am the digital version of Brian Mercer. While many only talk about numbers, I focus on what really matters: smart decisions and the mindset that builds wealth. Welcome to the channel where your evolution is the priority. Subscribe and let's reach the top. Block 1. How to identify and neutralize the crabs in your life. Let's be honest, the crab is rarely your enemy. Most of the time, it's someone you love. It's the friend who invites you out when you say you're cutting back on expenses. It's the family member who says your business idea is too risky. It's the colleague who laughs when you mention investment. Why do they do that? It's not malice, it's fear. When you change, you become a mirror of what they have chosen not to do, and that bothers them. The research from the University of Michigan, published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology, shows that people undergoing behavioral change are up to 65% more likely to give up when their immediate social environment does not support the change. 65%. It's not a lack of discipline, it's social biology. The first tool you need to learn is called strategic silence. Stop sharing your plans with those who do not have the same ambition as you. Not because you should isolate yourself, but because the human brain releases dopamine when sharing a goal, and this dopamine reduces the motivation to act. You feel good when you share the plan, and that weakens your execution. A study published in Psychological Science confirms people who publicly share their goals are less likely to achieve them than those who keep them to themselves. So the rule is simple: execute first. Show the results later. Don't announce the diet, appear slimmer. Don't talk about the investment, show the wealth built. Don't discuss your plans, present your achievements. And if someone asks you what changed, you smile and say, I was just consistent. Block 2. Hacking your mirror neurons in the digital age. The biggest excuse of those who want to grow is always the same: but I don't know anyone successful. I'm sorry to say, but that excuse died in the 90s. Today, the networking that will change your game is just a click away. The most powerful environment in the world fits in your pocket. Your mirror neurons do not distinguish between physical presence and digital presence. The brain responds in the same way to observed behavior, whether live or on a screen. This has been documented in functional neuroimaging studies. The activation of mirror neurons occurs both when seeing an action and when imagining or observing someone performing that action in a video. And do you know what that means in practice? The 5 people you spend the most time with can be the authors of the books you read, the mentors whose videos you consume on YouTube, the hosts of the podcasts you play during your workout. So I'm going to teach you the digital curation protocol. Take your phone now, look at your consumption history from the last 72 hours. What did you watch? What did you read? Who did you follow? If most of the content has been empty entertainment, complaints, or drama, your digital environment is dragging you down just as much as any physical crab. The algorithm is your new social circle. If you don't curate what you consume, it destroys your focus. Apply the evolution filter now. Does this account teach me something or distract me? Does it bring me closer to my goal or keep me average? If the answer is distraction, unfollow it. No excuses. Clean your feed to clear your mind. It's not radicalism, it's mental hygiene. A study from the University of Pennsylvania published in the Journal of Social and Clinical Psychology showed that reducing social media use to 30 minutes a day for 3 weeks significantly reduces levels of loneliness and depression. You don't need to abandon technology. You need to take control of it. The difference between those who stagnate and those who progress is often just the algorithm that each one has decided to feed. So write down this concrete plan. For the next 7 days, do this. First, replace 30 minutes of entertainment content with a finance book, an entrepreneurship podcast, or an educational video from someone who has reached where you want to go. Second, follow 3 profiles that publish content of real value: investment, discipline, development. Third, remove from your home screen any app that consumes your time without giving you anything back. Small changes in the digital environment produce big changes in real behavior. This is not motivation, it is decision architecture. Block 3. The engineering of your new environment. Here, we reach the most important point. Many people wait to have money to change their environment. They wait to leave the city, move to another country, quit their job. This is a trap. You don't need to change your address. You need to change your stimulus. The concept behind this is what behavioral economist Richard Thaler refers to as choice architecture. The physical environment around us directly influences the decisions we make, often before we are even aware of them. Thaler won the Nobel Prize in Economics in 2017 precisely for demonstrating this. In practice, if you work at a messy desk, your brain treats it as normalized chaos. Productivity drops, procrastination increases. If you frequent places where mediocre people complain about life, this pattern establishes itself as a normal reference. If you go to the gym at the time when serious people train, your level of effort automatically increases. The environment is not a backdrop, the environment is programming. So I will show you the 4 environmental changes that cost 0. First, reorganize the physical space where you work or study. Clean desk, a bottle of water, open notebook. This environment signals to the brain, this is a place for productivity, not for distraction. Second, change the time you do important things. Wake up earlier. Do what matters before the world starts asking you for things. The early hours of the day are the most valued by those who achieve extraordinary results, not by chance, but by design. Third, frequent new places even if they are small. A different cafe, a library, a free co-working space, any environment where productive people are present. Your mirror neurons are working all the time. Put them in the right environment. Fourth, read a book by someone who has reached where you want to go. Not because it will teach you a magical shortcut, but because the thought patterns of a successful person gradually settle in when you consistently absorb them. Reading is the most accessible and transformative environment that exists. A 10-reel book can change a decision worth $1 million. The fatal error, waiting for motivation. Most people wait to feel motivated to change their environment. This doesn't work. Science shows the opposite. Behavior changes first and motivation comes later. James Clear, in Atomic Habits, describes this accurately. You don't act because you feel different. You feel different because you acted. Motivation does not precede action. It is generated by it. Therefore, you do not wait to feel willing. You change the environment now and let the environment work for you. Recapping what you learned today. 1. The crabs in your life are not your enemies. They are a reflection of the environment you are in. Identify them, apply strategic silence, and stop feeding the downward pull. 2. Your most powerful environment is on your phone. Curate what enters your mind with the same seriousness with which you care for what enters your body. 3. You do not need money to change your environment. You need awareness. An organized desk, a different schedule, the right book are enough to reprogram your starting point. Financial and personal freedom begins long before any investment. It starts with the choice of the environment you decide to inhabit, physical, digital, and mental. And this choice is available to you today. Now, if you've made it this far, you've already proven that you're not an ordinary user. You are part of the group that questions the environment, what they consume, and who they allow into their life. If you identify with this quest, leave your like. That's how I know this message has reached the right person. And if your plan is to finally step out of automatic mode, your subscription is the next step. I'm not here to entertain you. I'm here to provide you with tools for transformation. If you don't activate the bell, you'll miss the logical sequence of what we're building. The choice is yours. Continue just watching or start evolving. I'll see you in the next video.